think there's two schools of thoughts here. Obviously, one is you can get what you can afford, but the other one is if we start with a number here, then you wind up taking away based on it. I prefer you have a hard look at it for what it's supposed to be. It could be 125, it could be 15. The point is, did they hit the mark what they're doing? Now, their price point is their price point. And I guess since you asked, right now they've got it on sale for $59.99. So that is kind of like the everyday price. You know, they kind of fluctuate between 49 and 59 for most of the statues at Diamond Select. And that's honestly the reason I started collecting them, because it's like the affordable version of the thing you can get. So given the things that we've said so far in hitting the mark characteristically, and maybe some of the things we prefer at a $60 price range, I feel like you're doing pretty good. So far, so good anyway. I mean, we haven't gone through everything yet, but, in the dynamic aspect of it, which, thank you, that perfect opportunity for me to segue into the second part of this, and that is how dynamic do we feel this statue is? Now, obviously, he's in a running motion. I like the fact that 1 foot doesn't touch.
Yeah.
And that airy feeling does a lot for me, personally. A lot of these other statues here, they'll embed both legs into something for the purpose of weight distribution. Right. And so this one doesn't. They did a really good job of pinning him 1 foot into the back down here. And, they closed it up with this nice plastic shield so that you can't see all the spots where they're holding him down. But I find like the dynamic portion of this is really cool because of that. And on top of that, he's got his arms back in swing motion. So he's definitely in a full run. I feel like on a dynamic level, they hit. The only thing I might want to do is what Jeremy said. Maybe pop a tool into his hand so he's running at somebody with.
Yeah, to be able to put something going forward, as opposed to have him, just braced on the side of his arms. But I mean, I do like the fact that it is a little bit more of a dynamic pose than just a static.
Yeah.
Well, not to be too nitpicky or anything, but I love the pose and the action of it and the movement of the jacket. And when I see the movement of the jacket, the only thing I wish was now is that the hood was kind of going back a little
backwards
bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Or at least how like when you're wearing a hoodie, how it feathers out because of the air's rushing into it. So it doesn't even necessarily have to be pulled all the way back. Yeah. It just needs to be like right now it's squished against his face. It looks like he's hunkered in like that kid going to winter day of school. It's just, stuck up in there like that. And I think Noah's right. Having some more of it exposing the inside would have been.
We're supposing though that he's in mid stride. I guess for the purposes of suspension of disbelief, perhaps we should look at this as this is his initial stride. Ergo, there would be no wind floating in the back. Not yet. Not until like step number 3 or 4.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I would like to see this same statue, but maybe with some skulls in the rubble, or even hands coming up from the foot.
Yeah.
They could have done some footbot heads, or the Mausers from the book.
Yeah, the Mousers would be cool. Like have a little like chompers,
Yeah.
Or even just basic, robot parts. Around in there. But for what it's worth, again, I think they're working within a spectrum and a budget, and they're probably limited by how complex they can get the base of all things.
We have Rocco Tartamella, who's we did an interview with, who's one of their sculptors, and he did say something to that order of magnitude. Now, I'm not sure they're down to the finite, you use too many grams of resin kind of thing, but I do know that there is a scope of complexity that I dare say they're not supposed to go over. But they're trying to hit a specific mark. I did hear at least at Marvel anyway, that I guess it's Kevin, Mr. Feige, actually has an opportunity to go, okay, send that out. You know, he actually gets to see the pieces, and members of the team actually bless them before they go out. So I thought that was kind of cool. I'm not sure if this is that right now for the Turtles. This is that. You guys are. This is the blessing or the not blessing is going to happen at the end of this here segment. Okay. We lost Noah. Boop boop boop. Hopefully, he's back. Okay. Cool enough.
One other minor imperfection that I guess I could point out, just for people that are interested. Again, I don't know if this is the case with all of your statues, but mine in particular. I don't know how well this is going to show up on the camera here, but let's see which way.
I find myself leaning forward as you do that. I'm not going to get any bigger for me.
This, man, I'm not going to get the correct angle. But
basically, I can help. What angle we're trying to hit?
So the last little, backpack thingamabob right here, the little pouch. There you go. The back pouch next to the nunchucks. So where the mold is, where mine applies, I can actually see a crease where it wasn't centered in the correct placement of the mold. So like the mold part of where the actual like cutout is for it is still exposed because it's actually placed slightly lower than where the like little indentation is supposed to be. I don't know if it's the same way with your guys's, but it's 100% the case with mine.
Well,
yeah, it's like that on mine.
Someone needs their glasses in order to tell this fine detail, sir. So please hold on.
Yes. Well, Noah just said that it's on his as well, so it could be a. Yeah. It's a so if it's on every statue, then that makes it a fundamental defect. They should have me up in those studios just kind of running quality control on them because I'd be busting them up.
I'm telling you, I feel bad.
I have OCD though, so I'm a unique character in my own right.
He said it.
I found one.
You got one? What you got? What do you got?
On the left foot.
Left foot. Well, left.
Where the strap is. Wait for the sandal.
With the strap for the sandal on the left foot.
So
the foot that's tucked down. Right? Okay, yeah.
Right where that strap and the bandage connects, they got a little green paint right there for the skin.
Oh yeah.
You got some green paint. Well. Come on, guys. We're gonna go in the QC lab here in a minute.
No, he's right. Look, you can see it.
He hits it. He's a little bit of green on there. Oh, come on.
It's on the other side too.
I'm talking directly to Diamond, guys. Guys, come on. What do I got to do here? It's so minor, but it's such, and the funny thing is like unboxing, like I don't know, you guys can't really see. There's like 500 in here now. But I've unboxed all this shit this year. Okay. So I have now gotten to the point where I'm scrutinizing detail like a moron. Like I'm sitting here pontificating. I see. I don't believe they closed out the rock angle here. That's how I've gotten highfalutin here lately. But I think from a reality-based standpoint, continuously going back to price point and what they were trying to achieve, I feel like they still hit the vast majority of those marks. A little bit of dings. I thought I saw something here a second ago.
Yeah, I mean, okay. It's not like I'm going to take the statue and chuck it across the room. I'm gonna proudly. So I don't know if you can see behind me, but there is a Captain America and Iron Man. Facing.
Yeah, those are cool. Bring them up. Why are they hiding back there? Show
it's my drafting table. But no, I will stick this somewhere over with the rest of the statues and proudly display it because it does encompass. Like for me, it's like, are you at least within this price point in particular? I mean, we're not talking, $1,000 statue,
right? Exactly.
But this particular price point, if you're within 80%, in my eyes, of what the goal and objective is, then it's a win. And with what I'm looking at here, it's within 80% of what, like we can sit here and nitpick probably all day, and I'm sure all of us will find more things if we decided to really.
Yeah, let's just tear it apart for an hour.
But if we just stuck it afar, like back over near the other statues, and you looked at it from afar, would it pass the test?
Yeah, it passes the sniff test. It does.
Know that it's the last Ronin. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Well, I don't think there's a question. So on the character set, and you know what? You do a really good job of segueing my shit. Because displayability.
I'm available to hire at any time.
He's been watching the show. Displayability is going to be the next one. Is how displayable is it? So, like Jeremy says, you can just chuck it in the background there and just don't look real hard. You're great. But in levels, there's levels. Everything of mine is kind of front and center, so I really won't put if I find one I didn't like very much, it's sitting towards the bottom of the shelf here. I'll give you guys a view of the other shelf on this side here in a second. But displayability. So you're saying, let's hit some numbers here. You just give this a 1 to 10, Mr. Jeremy. 1 to 10. You got 3 different criteria we've looked at already. The character set. We looked at whether or not he hits the mark in terms of, the paint and finish. And we nitpicked a little bit of that right now. Whether or not the statue is dynamic enough. Knowing the price point. Give me a 1 to 10, Jeremy Clark.
So this is an overall grade, just to be
overall.
clear.
Give me the overall.
Okay, and just to let the audience know once more, it's $59.99, correct?
That is correct. $59.99 currently.
Right.
I don't know.
At a smooth 60, it gets an 8 from me.
Okay, we got an 8. In the Toy Rat world, that is 3 cheeses, sir. Just so you know. Just 3 cheese. Noah McNasty over there. What do we think, sir, in your overalls here? We'll talk about it.
Okay. Well, for me, it does hit the mark on almost all points, and especially for $60, where $60 is basically nothing anymore when it comes to collectibles. So I'll give it a 8.5 overall. So 3 Monterey Jack cheeses.
Mine were pepper jack.
Oh no, Daryl, you're on the hook. You gotta give me a good cheese, bro. What do you got? Talk about it, buddy. What do you think about the statue?
All right, collector fam.
That was a good hit. I like that.
So, I mean, I like the pose. I like that he's kind of running at me. That is a decent price for this. So, thanks to Casey Jones down here, I'll give it 8.5.
8.5, the highest score. So we had an 8, an 8.3, and an 8.5. Is that right, gentlemen? Wow, yeah. That's like, I don't know. I'm not doing math. Let's just call it a 9. Cross segment. I don't know that. What is that? 8.762, something like that.
It's
I don't know the character set as well as everybody else. So the definition for me of whether this is a purchasable statue is whether I find it mostly displayable. Is it something? I mean, because if I don't know the lore about it, is it something that is a conversation piece? Is it cool enough for me to want to look at more than once? Will I turn on the light in the morning? Yes, I will. Yeah. And stare at this statue. Okay, because that's what I do every morning. I say hello to them. I wake up in the morning at 6:30 and I make sure they're still not fighting because I think that's what they do at night. All the statues. They're in here war amongst each other, and then I get it. I turn on the light and everything stops. So it's my version of Toy Story. But I do get in the mornings and I do take a look at it. I'm like, oh, this is really cool. I should do this for a living. This is nice. I like that. And then I'll put them back on in this shelf somewhere. So
you should put on black light.
Put them on a black light.
So you can fool them. You can trick them.
I thought we were about to have a different conversation.
So we can see if they're using lead paint or not. So we know
is that what
you need to sue Diamond Select. No, I'm just kidding.
Dude, that's the case, I am so screwed. I am lead painted up if that's the case. So. Guys, we've been on for 36 minutes. I love the fact that you took the time today to unbox this thing. Thank you for not opening it until tonight. And I appreciate, I'm sure as much as the fans will and Diamond will, you guys giving your feedback on what the stats is, and I hope you get to enjoy it from now until you don't enjoy it anymore. So before I let you guys go, part of this thing for us, especially for me, is making sure that we tell the audience back here what the artists, the inkers, the writers, everybody who's involved in these projects are working on, so that we can help support those efforts. What I've come to learn over the past, I guess, year and a half, 2 years now of hardcore frequenting the cons around you people is that as good as you are at your art form, those cons are representing a portion of your earnings for the year. And so I feel a certain kind of way that you guys should be making even more. You know what I'm saying? I know the guys who play the actors who play the roles are getting a shit ton of money, and writers are, and directors are. I feel like at this level, there's not enough for you guys who have gotten where your just desserts need to be. So that being said, let's have a quick conversation about what you guys got going on next. I know there's a couple of pretty decent projects involving turtles that we're not exactly allowed to discuss in total, but I know there are some stuff. Jeremy, you got some things going on Halloween. You want to chop it up about that?
Yeah, so as you guys might or might not know, my role in the industry is that of an inker. So I work in creative art teams with some other really talented individuals, and usually I'm working directly with a penciler that's assigned to that particular project. And in this case, I can mention that I'm in the process of inking some covers, variant covers, for the Saturday morning adventures of TMNT, one of which is a Halloween special that's penciled by Raymond Gay, another one which is a Christmas special penciled by Jason Means, and then I just wrapped up, so I don't know if anybody knows about this or if it's super public knowledge or not, but word on the street is that they may or may not be reprinting issue 1 of TMNT, the original Mirage Studios issue 1 from 1984. And I may or may not be inking a cover or have already completed inks on a cover that will be featured for that, which may or may not be appearing at New York Comic Con later this year. And that may or may not also be penciled by Raymond Gay. Wow. But there might also
all these are just potentials. Nothing is definite, right? We're not.
No, this is all hypothetical. I cannot confirm and or deny any of these statements that are being made right now. It is all in the ether. But there might also, many of you may have heard that there's a new Last Ronin 2 coming out, and there might be some interesting and unique things that look very reminiscent of stuff that I may have inked in the past. But
wow, I love that we went around that circle. That was so good.
You guys will have to go buy the books to find out, because ultimately that's what it's all about, is the books, because that's what we work on. That's what we tirelessly, in many cases, invest a lot of our own selves into. And so that's where you guys can make the most impact, is by supporting the books and the series themselves, regardless of who it is that's working on them, whether it's me or anybody else. There's some really talented individuals out there, and it's a testament to those guys.
Amen, brother. I don't know if you guys just want to hang up. Yeah, you don't want to follow that, do you? That would suck to follow that. All right, your turn, though.
Oh, okay. I'll have a convention coming up, Fanboy Expo Orlando, September 1st through the 3rd. You could come there and see me. I did a special variant cover just for that show that you can only get there for TMNT issue 142. Stuff I'll be working on, more TMNT stuff as usual, more TMNT family stuff within the family of that in the past. I'll be working on some stuff like that. Can't talk about it yet because can't talk about it yet. Yeah. And then
you can if you want to do hypotheticals. We just established
that. Hypothetically, I did 10 covers so far for all the Last Ronin books. Maybe make it 11. I don't know. Hypothetically.
It could happen.
It would be cool if it happened, right?
Yeah, it would be really nice. It'd be really nice.
It'd be pretty cool to continue me on working on the last Ronin stuff since I've done a cover for every book so far. It'd be pretty cool. So
it would be cool.
Yeah. So come see me September 1st through the 3rd in Orlando at Fanboy Expo.
1st to the 3rd in Orlando. And the name of the con again is?
Fanboy Expo.
Fanboy Expo. Are you there too, Jeremy?
No, I do have a number of shows coming up. In fact, I fly out this upcoming Friday to go do a one-day event. I can't remember where it's at because my schedule's so all over the place. But the weekend after that, I know I'm in Austin, Texas at GalaxyCon Austin. And then I know I'll be in La Mole, Mexico City, the following week after that. So I'm trying to work on all these book deadlines in between each of these appearances. I also just got confirmed for a show in Okinawa, Japan in December, which I will be going out to and doing on a Marine base with some of our active duty soldiers that are out there at Camp Foster. So, I try to incorporate with a lot of the individuals that provide us with the freedom to be able to do these things that we're doing right now.
Hey, man, that's really cool, man. Okinawa, bro. That's what's up. Are you gonna do the Karate Kid thing while you're there? Because I don't know. I wouldn't be able to not do it if I was there. So
no, but if you ever do a Godzilla box opening, I'm going to try to go see the birthplace of Godzilla is in Okinawa. So trying to do a cool thing where I'm gonna go try to see the little monuments and stuff that they have out there related to Godzilla as well.
Okay, I'm down. I think we actually have one. I think we have something. So yes, we can do Godzilla. I'm pretty sure.
Godzilla.
We got it. There we go. Okay, cool. Daryl, my man, up there at the top, buddy.
Yeah.
Any hypotheticals you want to share with us? Anything that you may or may not be doing that the audience could be aware of, possibly, potentially buying at some time if it ever happened? No.
Well, okay.
Hey, Daryl, I got a question for you, bud.
Yeah.
Do you do any sketch cards at shows, like when you're out there? Or you ever kind of knock out some commissions on some sketch cards by chance?
Yes. So every show I go to is always somebody that wants a sketch card, and I think I started doing that at Heroes Con last year, and then I did it again this year, and I'll be doing more at Baltimore Comic Con this coming September the 8th through the 10th.
So maybe we'll get to see some more of those awesome sketch cards in the near future, huh?
Ooh,
oh yeah,
that sounds cool.
So this is what I can say. So Upper Deck, yeah, they're sending me some sketch cards soon. So
Upper Deck, you're gonna do it. You're doing work for Upper Deck. Upper Deck. I wonder what specific thing you're working on. I guess we'll find out soon enough. When does that start working for you so that we can actually we'll start having that conversation, Daryl?
We'll be able to have that conversation after October the 25th.
Okay, after October 25th, we'll get the privy from Mr. Daryl on what actually is coming out first, second, and third. Okay, that sounds cool with me. All right, guys. So I really do appreciate all the time you took today. Hopefully, you found this kind of cool. At least a little bit. Anyway,
yeah, man.
Toy out of
sure.
it. Before we go, I want to make sure that anybody who needs to commission work from any of these gentlemen can get a hold of you. You guys want to give us real quick the Instagram or the website where anybody can contact you and commission work. Jeremy.
Well, my commission list has been closed for almost 3 years, so you won't be able to get any of that from me. However, if you like books, again, if we go back to what I was discussing earlier, I do have a plethora of some of the various comics that I've worked on over the years, as well as some of the original published pages, and those can all be found on any of the social media platforms. My handle is at Jeremy Clark Inc. So it's not kink, it's just my last K on the Clark with ink. I know it may be confusing, but if you can at least remember my name and the word ink, then
well, I'm going to remember it way easier now because Jeremy Kink. Thank you for giving me that one, buddy. That was nice. All right, awesome. So books and previous works and new works and signings and things like that, you can still get a hold of Mr. Clark for, right? Okay,
yes,
cool beans. Mr. No Assault.
I'm not taking commissions right now either, but if you're looking for any of the books that I've worked on, or you want to follow me, the Instagram's Noah McNasty. The website is Guerrilla Warfare Comics. And if you're looking to buy any of my original cover work that I've done previously, message me through Instagram and we can talk about it.
Cool. And one more time, what was the McNasty for?
Instagram.
No. Why McNasty?
Oh, I'm just McNasty.
Okay, all right. I thought I was going to get some kind of story out of that. But no, it's not going to happen. All right, Mr. Darryl, you are the last but not least, my friend. Are you taking commissions currently? And if so, where can people get a hold of you?
Yes, I am taking commissions, and you can get a hold of me by email at Darryl the Artist Official _. It's also the same for Instagram and Facebook.
Cool. And I'll put all that information that you guys have given me elsewhere so that everybody can contact you after the fact. We're going to load this in all the places where it didn't stream to today. And that does it for us, guys. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Collective fam, this is going to be Tony the Toy Rat for Darryl Murphy, Noah Salt, and Jeremy Clark. And we are out. Appreciate you. And in the broadcast.